Good morning, everyone. I am Jeremy Marinius, and I am the last reporter of Group 6 Assessment of Learning in FS2. So, my topic is all about the preparing a learning portfolio. So, what is a learning portfolio? A learning portfolio is a purposeful collection of student work that exhibits a student's effort, progress, achievements, and competencies gained during a course or time in university. So, a learning portfolio is the evidence of students' learning. Like, for example, the essays, plans, record, or drama script of the students which serves as a collection of their or evidences of their learning within a certain period of time. So we also have advantages and disadvantages of portfolio. So advantages of a portfolio: first, enables faculty to assess a set of complex tasks including interdisciplinary learning and capabilities with examples of different types of students' work. So portfolio it allows teacher to monitor students' progress there and to identify the strengths and weaknesses of the students when it comes to the different test or to the different activities. Second, it promotes faculty discussion on the students' learning curriculum, pedagogy, and student support services. So, portfolio can also be helpful for the teachers not only to monitor the progress of the students, but also to somewhat like to improve their ways, and for the faculty to discuss on what are the things that needs improvement, or what are the things that need support in students learning. And it encourages students reflection on their learning, so students may have come to understand what they have and have not learned. So it allows the students to realize or to evaluate the things that they have learned and what are the things that they have not learned or understand. So these are the advantages of a portfolio. So let's proceed to the disadvantages of a portfolio. So first, faculty time required to prepare the portfolio assignment and assist students as they prepare them. Logistics are challenging. So here in portfolio, in preparing a portfolio as a teacher, it takes a lot of your time to prepare for the portfolio and to assist your students in preparing their portfolio. So it takes a lot of time because it is not an instant, dili siya instant na nga makagamahag portfolio, because you have to undergo a process, a step-by-step process. And then students must retain and compile their own work, usually outside of class. Motivating students to take the portfolio seriously may be difficult. And then transfer students may have difficulties meeting program portfolio requirements. So for the transferees, so they will find it hard to compile all the requirements that are needed in the portfolio, because there are some tasks or requirements that they might miss. Like for example, ang portfolio is from nag-announce si teacher na ang portfolio kay gikan sa prelim up to the finals, and then isulod si transferee in the midterm. So naay mga task or naay mga requirements nga iyahang na miss, or naay mga test, naay mga different activities nga iyahang na miss sa nga ibutang sa iyang portfolio. It is because nisulod man siya sa midterm naman siya. So it is possible na katong mga nasa prelim is iya atong dili to niya ma-meet ang requirements nga ibutang sa portfolio. So these are the disadvantages of a portfolio. So now let us move forward to the steps in preparing a learning portfolio. As a teacher, it is not instant and quick to prepare a learning portfolio. So in preparing a learning portfolio, it takes a lot of time and effort. So here are the steps in preparing a learning portfolio. So first is to determine the purpose of the portfolio. So decide how the results of a portfolio evaluation will be used to inform the program. So as a teacher, you must determine first on what is your goal or what is the purpose of the portfolio. Kung para asa siya gamiton, kung unsay purpose niya nga nang magpagama ka og portfolio sa imuang mga students. And the next, identify the learning outcomes of the portfolio will address. So just like a lesson plan or kanang just like a lesson, portfolio has also a learning outcomes that must need to be met, and that as a teacher you must identify it first. Kung unsay learning outcomes na pwede ma-meet sa imuhang student by the use of that particular portfolio. And then decide what students will include in their portfolio. Portfolios can contain a range of items, plans, reports, essays, resumes, checklists, self-assessments, audio and video clips. And then here is some tips. Limit the portfolio to 3 to 4 pieces of student work and 1 reflective essay memo. And then identify or develop a scoring criteria. So example, a rubric to judge the quality of the portfolio. So include the scoring rubric with the instructions given to students. So as a teacher, you should also have to prepare a scoring criteria or a rubric in order for you to rate their portfolio. And then create students' instruction that specify how students collect, select, reflect, format, and submit. So here, you must have to emphasize to students the purpose of the portfolio, and that it is their responsibility to select items that clearly demonstrate their mastery of the learning outcomes. So first, you have to collect, select, reflect, format, and submit. So here are the steps in preparing a portfolio for the students. So first is collect. So tell students where in the curriculum or co-curricular activities, they will produce evidence related to the outcomes being assessed. So here in collect, you must have to tell your students to produce evidences of their learning. So it could be a test results, task, reports, essays, and any of the evidence of their that emphasize or that serves as a collection of their learning throughout a semester or throughout a period of time. And then next we have select. Ask students to select the evidence. Instruct students to label each piece of evidence according to the learning outcome being demonstrated. So here in select, you must instruct your students to label each piece of evidence according to the learning outcomes that is being demonstrated. And then the third one is reflect. So give students directions on how to write a 1 or 2 page reflective essay memo that explains why they selected that particular examples, how the pieces demonstrate their achievement of the program outcomes, and or how their knowledge, ability, and attitude change. So they are going to have their self-reflection on by the use of that portfolio on what are the things that they have learned, or what are the abilities, or what are the skills that they have learned on about the lessons or the discussions of the teacher on what is the easiest task on that particular subject, or what is the most difficult task for them. So it is somewhat like a self-reflection or a self-assessment. And then next we have the format. So tell students the format or requirements. So It is, for example, the type of binder, font, style guide, requirements, online submission requirements. So, the format. So, kung unsa ang iya ang style or the unsay kinds of binder sa font, it's either kuan ba iyahang font size or unsa ang iyahang specific nga font ang gamiton sa mga students. So, that is the format. And then, submit. So give submissions and pick updates and instructions. So as a teacher, you should also announce, or you should also give to your students on kung kano sa ang due date ato na portfolio, kung kano sa siya i-submit. So these are the steps in preparing or in guiding the students to prepare their portfolios. And then we also have here the guidelines for making portfolio. So we have here parts of portfolio. So first we have the cover letter, the table of contents, followed by dedication, acknowledgement of the author. Fourth is introduction, then followed by entry, the documentation, and the teacher conference with the students or consultation. So first we have the cover letter. So here, in the cover letter, it is the first part of the portfolio, like this one. So it includes your name, here submitted by the name of your students, and then the name of the teacher which is submitted to, and then your title. So here, so it is what we called as the cover letter. So it is the first part of the portfolio. And then next we have the table of contents. So we all know that table of contents, it composed of the different pages where you can find the content of the portfolio. And then next we have the dedication or acknowledgement of the author. So the acknowledgement section is where you recognize and thank everyone who helped you with your book. So it is a way to display your appreciation to them in a public and permanent forum. So here in acknowledgement section, so it is your it is the person you are somewhat like thanking or recognizing the efforts of the people who helped you throughout the process of making that portfolio. So it could be your parents, your teachers, your colleagues that helped you throughout the process in making your portfolio. So it is somewhat like appreciating them for their effort, for their kindness in helping you. So that this is the acknowledgement section. And then after the acknowledgement section, we have the introduction. So an introduction is the beginning section which states the purpose and goals of the following writing. So this section should also answer the following questions: the what, why, where, when, how, and who. So here in introduction, you should state your goal and on why are you making a portfolio, and of course it should be answerable by WH questions. So this is what we are going to put in the introduction. And then after the introduction, we have the entry. So this section is where you put all your significant experiences while learning. So which lessons have you learned easily? Why did it become easy to you? What is your greatest experience towards a subject? What is the hardest subject for you to learn? So here in entry, you can put all your evidences in learning, such as essays, mga tasks, and other things that serves as a collection of your learning, or it serves as an evidence of your learning. And also, you can also answer these following questions here in entry. Okay, so what subjects has the greatest impact to you, and why did it become your favorite subject? So these are the things that you can put, or these are the questions that you can answer in the entry. So what should we include in the entry section? So first, we have the short description of the concept. So it pertains to topic or lessons discussed. So here in short description of the concept, you should you can put all the lessons that has been discussed, the description or the skin summary of the lessons that has been discussed by the teacher, or it a brief discussion or description or discussion of the lesson. And then next we have a proof or sample exercises and activities with comments. So here in proof, you can put all your different activities pertaining to the lesson. So it could be either a test, performance task, and such. So it could be even a rubric that serves as that includes your teacher's feedback on your particular performance, and the exhibit. So it shows the photocopy of all the examination, final test, quizzes, and explanation on how you got your score. So here in exhibit, it shows the evidence of the assessment or evaluation, like for example, the photocopy of your quizzes or final test, and your conclusion or self-reflection. So here in conclusion or self-reflection, you can put all the things that you have learned, and you can also put the things that you have not learned in a particular subject or in a particular lesson. So these are the things that you can include in the entry section of your portfolio. And then the last one is we have the documentation. So documentation, having pictorials while studying or answering exercises and activities. So here in the documentation, it composes all of the pictures while you are in the process of making your portfolio. So these are a documentation, or kanang it is composed of the different pictures samtang nagagama ka sa imong portfolio. So these are the documentations. So I guess that's the end of my report. Thank you for listening and have a good day.